if you have data that needs to be recovered, you have to pick somebody that can recover that data. And I had a hard drive that back in college had been corrupted, and that's kind of gone. That corruption has made me much more of a making sure that everything gets backed up today than I was maybe in college. Now, that's the good thing, right? I learned my lesson. I had to back it up. However, there was some clients' data on that hard drive that I needed to get off just in case that would ever they would ever want that data or need that data. And luckily that has not been the case. But I figured instead of just keeping the hard drive on one of my shelves, I should probably send it in and get somebody to take the data off or see if they can, and then at least I'll have an answer rather than it sitting on here and on the shelf and it might never actually uh, get fixed. So I decided to do some research and I went down and I finally chose Rossmann Repair to do the data recovery. First, why choose Rossmann, right? He's got started in the Rossmann Repair Group, right? Louis Rossmann, he's well known for repairing Macs, the right to repair side of things, which I fully do support. And one reason I do or wanted to go with him and his team is that they do show their repair process. And when you're going to show the repair process, to me, I feel more confident that you're going to be able to do it because one, yeah, you're showing me, yeah, I can repair my things, but I just don't have the time. I don't have a clean room. I don't have any of that. I'll send it to you. You do a good professional job, and it's a win-win for both of it. Granted, it does cost me a lot of money, but that money was well worth it, and to get the data off. You know, the right to repair fight, right? Putting that money into somebody that wants an independent third party that's willing to, stick their neck out on the line and actually say, we're willing to repair something over a company that, you know, maybe just going through the motions of it, and if they were to run across something, not actually go to the extra level to get it fixed. I feel like Lewis and his team, they want to go the extra level to get it fixed, and there's a lot of other repair shops like that. It just happens to be I landed on his. And this data, the outside of the outskirts of the data wasn't really important, right? What was important was that client's data that I needed to get off. All that data was there. They told me from the beginning that this is going to be a long process, right? It's an IDE hard drive. If they said that they needed to source the hard drive that matched it, that's going to take a while, right? This exactly wasn't the newest or latest hard drive, right? We were talking years ago. I know quite a few of them at that. And so just that aspect of it, of knowing that it's going to take a while, I was like, you know what? I don't need, there's no rush of this, right? It's been sitting on the shelves for over a decade. Let's just go through and um, just send it in and do it. So what I first did was in their contact page, sent off a little context saying, hey, is this something you're able to do? When they said yes, I had to kind of determine if I wanted to send it in and if I was going to pick them. I picked Lewis or the Rossmann Group, and I mailed it in on August 7th of last year, so 23. Now, 3 days later, they received it and they notified me. And, throughout that time, they said it's going to be a while and we'll contact you once something comes up. They had a rough timeline. I wasn't in any rush and I did not reach out to them for any updates because I knew it was going to be a while and I didn't care, right? That wasn't my aspect of can you get this done as fast as possible. My thing was, can you get this done at all? And the fact that they got it done at all was good enough for me. So late last year, they said we should have something in a month. Well, 2 months later, they called me on 2/7 saying that they finished. It's 100% recoverable, and I paid it right there. They sent me a link. I paid it, and later that day they said, "Yeah, we'll get it shipped out tomorrow." Very quick, very efficient. I I like stuff like that. Getting efficiency and getting it out, making the customer feel like, hey, you're taking care of them. I like that. And then I received it on February 12th, 24, so 4 days after they shipped it out. And they shipped it out requiring a signature, which I do appreciate for something like this that is very crucial of data. Especially, there's been every shipper here that you get has had some issues of getting something to me or getting it lost quite recently. So I was very glad that it came with a signature and they got it here um, uh, within a reasonable time frame, right? Uh, the packaging was extremely well. Now, it was an older hard drive, so it was only like, I'd say 300 gigs someplace in there that was on the drive. But that drive, they shipped it on like a 1 terabyte Toshiba little laptop, 2.5 inch external drive. Fine, that works great. And I was able to take all the data off. All the data now is backed up in multiple places. So I'm not worried about it going anywhere. But they shipped it all well. Everything is labeled. So the box was labeled, the drive is labeled. They seem to make sure that they seem to have good organization in the shop to make sure that the data and whatever is yours is getting back there. I called them earlier this week, so I think it was Tuesday of this week, so the 20th of February, and that was when I called them up and I said, you know what, I have all the data. From what I can remember, it's all there. I knew I wanted the pictures and stuff that were the client's data and some other files related to that were the client's data. That was all there. I was very happy. And I said, you can erase whatever data you have. And I didn't want the IDE hard drive back, right? That wasn't my goal. If that's your goal, that would be something you'd have to talk to them about and how to go about that. But for me, it was the data. I just need the data. And I said up front, back when we had the initial call after I mailed it in, I said, if you source a hard drive and if you want to keep it, I don't need the drive back. And if you can use that drive later on for, if you give another old drive that comes into you, that you need these heads or, parts to that, just keep it. It's not valuable to me, right? It's more valuable to you, so use that. And that's how I kind of approached it, right? To me, it was the data. And I have to say, Louis Rossmann and his repair group there, Rossmann Repair, and whoever did the data recovery, A-plus job. All the contact and everything else, I really appreciated it. And I've had a multitude of bad dealings and great dealings with companies in the past. There's been a few so-so. For some reason, if you're in customer support and contacting a person, I guess you can only be really good or really bad. There's not a lot of in between. But they did a great job. They saved all the data. I have all the data. It was backed up. They were able to take care of it. And it's something that if you are considering data recovery, I'd say drop them an email at least in their contact form. Let them get back to you and see if they can recover it, because it was a quite seamless process for me, an easy process, and in the end I got what I wanted, which was my data. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that the sound turns out on this one, because I've recorded this previously a couple days ago and the sound was absolutely junk. So hopefully this is better on this go around. But I do appreciate you guys supporting Graverload and helping this channel grow. It really does mean a lot. Like, share, subscribe, watch another one of my videos. Hitting the bell icon really does help out the channel. And until next time, God bless.